Hi, Connie. We are rolling, and it's
Okay.
nice to be with you again in your lovely home and to prepare for our going on Santa Barbara channels next Tuesday. And Lori is looking forward to having you and understanding your story. So why don't you just say a little bit about how old you are and how long you've been in Santa Barbara?
Well, I wasn't born here. I was born in Covina, Southern California, but I wish I had been born here. I've lived here for most of my life. And don't you know that your mother should have told you? You never ask a woman her age.
Yeah, I know, but I'm guilty. And I know the answer, so.
I'm 94.
Great. And when did you come to Santa Barbara?
Well, so long ago, I don't remember. I know when my husband was alive that we used to put the boys in the car when he had 2 days off.
I want you to stay with an outline. Not telling the stories at this point. And
Yeah, I know.
so is it the
Well,
70s or the 60s or?
A good 40 years ago at least.
Okay, that's cool. What brought you to Santa Barbara?
The beauty of the place, and it was a convenient drive from Pasadena to come up here for a picnic on
Okay.
the child's estate when nobody was there.
Wow. Okay. Did you have a career?
Yes and no. I was never one that could go, and I would hate, office work would kill me. So I bounced around from thing to thing. And I worked on a newspaper for a while. I studied journalism in school. And I did some writing, worked on the Pasadena newspaper for a while. And that's about the best career I had because I was always volunteering.
Okay, so let's head into volunteering because I know that Lori is interested in your nonprofit work and so on. So what was the first volunteering that you did in Santa Barbara?
I can't remember. I'd like to say probably it was Transition House because
Okay.
I started it.
So let's get to the story of Transition House because this is really one of the focuses that we're going to want to have on Lori's program. You were the founder of Transition
Yes.
House. Do you remember the year?
No?
About when?
Well, I don't know. 40 years ago?
40 years ago.
I think.
So how did you get inspired to do Transition House?
Homeless people, particularly women with children, and they would need a place to stay at night. So they would be sleeping around town. I would see them. I felt terrible about it. And I found this place on Coda, an ugly old Quonset hut made of metal. And I found that it was for rent. So, and I also checked with some organizations to see if anybody had a lot of beds and cots. And then I had to get bedding, sheets and blankets and pillows. It was one thing after another. My friends, every time they pick up the phone and say it was, hi, this is Connie. What do you want today? You know. So I finally put it together and opened the doors.
Did you create a nonprofit first, a 501c3?
Not at the beginning because I was too ignorant. I didn't know I should.
Okay.
But I did. Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay, so you started it, and who did you start it with? Who was your closest compatriot in helping you get it started?
Well, I had a dear friend since passed named Jackie, and she would come and help me, and we would go through the donated clothes, just bags of clothes. And that was the one main thing because I found most of these women and some men coming literally had the clothes on their back. And if I was going to assign them a job, they needed something nice to wear to go for an interview.
Okay, so you started with the Quonset hut, you started with clothes, and your intent was to help them find jobs.
Yes.
Okay.
And therefore then a place to stay. And of course, you know Santa Barbara is,
Yep.
even back then, it's tough to get a place to stay.
Okay, and so you had the Quonset hut. So you started with just clothes and helping them, and then when did you start with the cots and housing? Was it quickly then? Was that?
No, see, I had to feed them too. So I had to get people willing to donate food,
Okay.
and I had to get first my friends to come in and cook at night. And that's all I could do was in the beginning was just a night meal. And get tables and chairs and cutlery and plates and all of that had to be put together in order to start feeding people.
Okay, so how did you connect with the homeless? How did you get the word out to them?
I think mainly I asked organizations in town, you know, Salvation Army, Red Cross, other people that might be knowing them. And then I would go down, I would drive and walk through Santa Barbara, and I would see somebody that looked like they were down on their luck. And I would say, hey, would you like to have a bed tonight and a meal?
Okay, so how long were you with Transition House? You went from the Quonset hut, you then went into one of the buildings downtown?
I'm sorry, that's a big blank place in my brain.
Okay, you might try and think a bit about that, and so see if you have any information or old literature, because
Yeah.
I think it would be helpful to know the Quonset hut, certainly I and many people relate to, and now many of us from all over town serve dinners now at Transition House, and it's got other apartments and,
Oh, yes, I
and
know.
those sorts of things. So it's expanded, and it's really, you created something that's turned into a very major part of Santa Barbara.
Yes, possibly.
So think a bit some more and try and be able to give a bit more information.
Okay.
Were you there 10 years, 20 years? Okay.
I'm terrible.
But you
At
haven't
least
been
10.
involved with it for years.
No, I haven't. Not since they moved into that lovely building they have now.
Okay, so that was sort of when you moved aside and others, you brought in a paid executive director and that sort of thing?
Everything was volunteer for most of the years when I got going.
Okay, so did you have a first employee when you were no longer? So it was all volunteer for years. How many
Yes.
volunteers did you have?
Oh, at one time? Oh, probably 15 or so.
Okay. But you have churches and others bringing in food, did you?
I had churches and other organizations would bring in food, yes.
Because you know now, I mean, there's just every night churches, different churches,
Yeah.
and they got so many churches that we used to do it once a month. Now we do it once every 2 months. Kind of thing. Okay, so that's gives a bit of an outline relative to Transition House. Was really, really big. So secondly then is your second great passion is relative to the elephants.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us about what inspired you to get involved with the elephants?
Seeing an elephant on the street of Bangkok with his keeper, his mahout, begging for money so he could feed his elephant, and people would bring the elephant a bucket of water because there was not a fountain right where that elephant was begging. And it just tore me up because I've always been passionate about elephants.
Do you know what, as a child, you were passionate about elephants?
Well, let's just say as a child I loved all living creatures. I'm a great animal person, but elephants stole my heart.
Wow.
I think maybe as a child because they were big, and I also saw, when I saw movies or videos or read, that they were not treated fairly or nicely. they were living, most of them, a terrible, cruel, hard life. And I said, I've got to do something about this. So I've actually rescued 19 elephants.
Wow.
And they are in various sanctuaries now in Laos, Thailand, and one in Cambodia.
So it's all Asian elephants. I
Yes.
remember you telling me. I sort of expected to hear Africa.
No, only Asian
Okay.
elephants.
Okay, what I want you to do is to hold this up, and this will probably help jog your memory because I see 2004.
Okay.
So is that when you started?
Well, could be. This was Buana, and she was my first rescue.
Okay.
And I had Buana in a very excellent sanctuary. I told the keepers of the sanctuary, I do not want Buana to become a mother until she's at least 18. To my horror, I get an email saying Buana is pregnant, and she was only 12. I was livid, just livid. Well, it seems Jojo was a young bull coming in his testosterone, and his keeper had foolishly not increased the sturdiness of the chain that Jojo was held with at night.
Okay, again, I want to go back to outline. We're at 12 minutes already.
Okay, well,
And so you then, in the early 2000s, you became involved, and
Yes.
then you created your own nonprofit.
yes.
Tell us about your nonprofit.
Well, it was called the Elephants Umbrella Fund because I was holding an umbrella of care and love over the elephants. And I had friends in different Asian countries, and they would email me and tell me about an elephant they found that was in drastic need of help. And so I would email back.
Okay, again, you're going
Yeah.
in more detail. I want to outline.
Okay.
So you started a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Okay, and you managed it out of your home that
Yes.
we're in now. And so, how many years? When I think you've now dissolved the nonprofit.
Yes.
How long ago did you dissolve it?
I don't know.
5 years ago? More?
You know, I can ask my son these questions and he'll know the answer. But
Okay.
I just don't have it.
Okay. And why did you dissolve the foundation?
I got to the point where I was basically not feeling really well, and I just couldn't carry the load anymore. That's why I
Okay.
just didn't have the strength to carry on with it. It took me every day to work on it, to contact this person, that charity organization, you know. So that was why I was dissolved. I just didn't have I had the will, but not the strength.
Okay. So those are the two major things, Transition House and the elephants. Is there a third thing that you would want to share to the public on television?
No, I think elephants became my life for so many years, and Transition House was before that. No.
I think that's a lifetime. I honor you for what you have done.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm delighted that I got to know you by being able to come up and give you a ride, and to now be back with you, and looking forward to going on to Lori's TV show with you next Tuesday.
Great. Okay.